For this video, you find me with the 2022 Lexus RC350 F Sport with all-wheel drive. This one is finished in the ultrasonic blue mica 2.0 paint, and it has a white Nulux interior finish. And with all of the available equipped packages like navigation, premium sound system, moonroof, and other miscellaneous things, you can get this spec for around $60,000. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson, and in this video, I want to give you my review of a Lexus coupe that does not cost $100,000. And I'll share with you my likes and dislikes about it so you have a better idea before you buy. And if you learn anything new while watching this or have any feedback, comment it down below. And if you like this style of video review, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and especially that notification bell button, because your views and your comments will keep this channel growing. And just like the title of this video, this Lexus RC desperately needs an update. The RC has been around since the 2015 model year, and it received its mid-cycle facelift 4 years later. So this model is due for an update soon. And there's a lot of features in this car that feels last generation by today's standards. But before I go into any of the stuff that I don't like about this car, let's start with what I do like. I like the styling of the RC. The facelift gave the RC a sleeker and more sporty look. The revised headlights look a lot better, and it gives this car that unmistakable Lexus identity at night. I also like the proportions of this car. The dash to axle ratio gives it that distinctive longitudinal front engine rear wheel drive look. And then the front and the rear overhangs and the two-door design makes this look like a fast and very capable sports car. And on the inside, I love the fit and finish of the Lexus RC. The materials feel high quality. The Nulux seats are very comfortable and very adjustable. All of the switchgear feels great. I love how the instrument cluster can physically move left and right to change the display style. And the 17-speaker sound system makes this RC not a bad place to sit in during traffic. All of this adds to a premium experience, and it really feels like you're sitting in a properly expensive car. I'll add that the ride quality is also very good in this car. Road noise is minimal, and the suspension filters out most of those road imperfections quite well. I also want to point out how sweet this V6 sounds when you get up in the higher revs. If you're looking for a sporty Lexus coupe that doesn't cost over $100,000, this is the one to go with. If you don't care about embarrassing German luxury cars off the line or taking it to the track or autocross, this Lexus RC is a really good choice. Reliability-wise, this has very high reliability ratings. So if you want a luxury sporty coupe that will last you a long time, this is the one to go with. But this is a 2022 model year, and if you look at the competition or look at the state of cars in general, there's a lot of features in here that make the RC feel very last generation. I'll first start with the infotainment because that's an easy target. Now, Lexus has been slowly moving away from this style of user interface. In the 2022 Lexus GX, they're still using this style of infotainment, but they've made it into a touchscreen, so the experience is a little bit better. For the RC, that is not a touchscreen. You have to use this touchpad to input everything on this screen. And this is okay to use when you're stationary, but combine the complicated menu system and the mouse-like interface and also driving, you can see how all of that becomes a nightmare to use. The next generation infotainment system is already available in the Lexus NX, and I've reviewed that car for this channel already, so if you want to see that, click the link up here. That infotainment is much improved, it's simpler, faster, and is laid out much more logically than this version. If the RC will get an update, I surely hope that this infotainment system will be in that one. Next, I'd like to talk about the steering wheel. My biggest complaint about it is this cruise control stalk that's been around for decades. This is a Toyota Lexus part that's been used everywhere. It's great if that's what you're used to, but I like the way other cars are doing it because they've completely integrated all those controls within the steering wheel. And personally, I like to hold the steering wheel in the 9 and 3 position. And with my hands, I find that this steering wheel is a little bit too chunky. If you have extra big hands, that's probably not a problem at all. But personally, I like the new steering wheels on the LC500, and that's the $100,000 Lexus coupe that you could buy right now. And that is a more powerful, bigger, and much more beautiful looking coupe. So if you want to see a review of that, click the link up here or in the description box. I do like the seating position a lot. It feels low slung, and I like the cocoon feel when you're in the driver's seat. You're completely wrapped around with mechanical switches and controls. The fully digital cluster is compact and tightly focused, so there's not a lot of distractions. However, I don't like that there's very little storage locations in the transmission tunnel. The armrest is the only storage location and also happens to be where you plug in your phone to get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Since this is an all-wheel drive car that's based on a rear-wheel drive platform, that means that you need to get a drive shaft to the front axle. And that would explain why there's this weird hump here by the transmission tunnel. And I actually find that hump to be pretty comfortable because it feels like an ottoman for your leg. Now, it depends on your height and how big you are. That does intrude into your leg space, so make sure that you take this for a test drive to see if you don't mind that hump. There is still a CD player in this car, and that comes with the upgraded sound system. And I understand why you still want a CD player in cars to get the absolute best sound quality out of your speaker system. MP3s are compressed audio files, and Sirius XM just doesn't give you that sound quality that you can get out of CDs. But given that more and more streaming companies have started doing lossless or higher bitrate audio files, then the need for a CD player is becoming less and less. Let's finally get the CD player out of cars. Next, let's talk about the back seat. It has seat belts, and that's where the compliments end because no one should sit back there. Just like most 2+2s, the back seat is a bit ridiculous. There's 27.3 inches of legroom, which is a bit tight. The Lexus LC is another 2+2, but the rear legroom is more usable at 32.5 inches. As for the driving experience, yes, this has a great ride quality. Yes, that engine sounds pretty sweet at full chat, but I really wish that this is making a little bit more power because it's lagging behind other car makers in this segment. This one is powered by a 3.5 liter V6 making 311 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. That's respectable numbers for commuter cars, but considering this weighs almost 4,000 pounds, a V8 would have been much nicer. Perhaps that's why the RCF exists, and if you have the cash, that's the one you should buy because that V8 is perfection. As for handling, this is still a fairly sporty and fun car to drive. The steering feel and feedback is pretty decent, but I think other cars in this segment is a bit more fun to drive. That being said, even though this car is more tuned for comfort, it's still pretty fun in the twisties. This being an all-wheel drive model means that you get a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, a transmission with a higher number of gears and one that's faster would greatly benefit this car because the mileage for this thing is 19 city, 26 highway, and 22 combined. After doing a lot of highway driving, I've actually managed to get 24 miles per gallon. Other cars with transmissions in the 8, 9, and 10 speeds, they have more overdrive gears, so they should be able to get you better highway mileage. So overall, I had fun driving this Lexus RC350 F Sport with all-wheel drive. This is a comfortable grand touring car. I would be very happy if I had to commute or go on a long road trip with this car. A lot of things feel outdated in this car, but if you're not into the latest and greatest tech, then that's not really a big deal at all. If I need something for the track, I'd step up to that RCF for that sweet, sweet V8. Or if you want to save some money and get a much better sports car, get the Mark V Supra, because that is a much more fun car. You gain so much performance at the expense of a useless back row. Well, there you have it. That's my review. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let's wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson. This has been the 2022 Lexus RC350 F Sport with all-wheel drive, and I'll see you next time.